Before we begin, I'd like to address a couple of things. One of them, obviously, being legality. I included in the description of the previous video uh, the legality of fermentation and of distillation. But since this video is actually more on distillation, and in the legality on distillation is a little bit more strict, I would like to make a I would like to just review a couple of things here. The first step, fermentation is legal in 99% of places. Not gonna say 100 because I don't know, okay? But pretty sure the majority of places uh, fermentation is legal. All you need to it would be stupid if it wasn't legal, because all you need to ferment something is forget a bucket full of oranges that you just picked in like some place hot and they start fermenting. Is the police gonna raid your house for literally rotten fruit? Like, it doesn't make sense. Distillation, on the other hand, is way more strict. And in many places, like the United States, the majority of the United States, I could be wrong, but I believe that only 4 states allow distillation with their own rules, but allow it. Distillation, other than those 4 states, which I don't remember, is completely banned. In my country, I can distill up to 10 liters a month for self-consumption. Like, that's considered self-consumption, 10 liters a month. I can't sell it, and I don't do this to sell. But yeah, 10 liters a month. I'll be lucky if I reach 10 liters a year. This is not one of those tall column stills like the size of a room that people that do that here have. This is literally a cooking pot that you put on that you put on top of a fireplace, and with a bunch of plumbing equipment from the hardware store attached all together, and somehow it works. But yes, I'd like to keep that clear, that not every place distillation is legal. So you will need to do a research on your local laws. Please do not break any laws. Make a good research, figure it out, and then just follow my tricks or something. I don't really know. The second the second topic that I would like to go in is about methanol poisoning. Some people think that, oh yeah, you can't distill stuff because methanol poisoning. Wrong. Methanol poisoning during the Prohibition era happened in 2 specific scenarios. 90% of the time, let's start, 10% of the times, it was because some bootlegger decided to use denaturated alcohol and try to separate methanol from ethanol in like denaturated alcohol, which is impossible to do with precision. There will always be. Naturally, in fermentation, in some specific fermentations, especially the ones that use fruits with pectin will be turned into methanol. But the amount of methanol compared to the amount of ethanol that is produced, in case you don't know, ethanol is actually an antidote for methanol poisoning. Ethanol will cancel the methanol that is in this fermentation. The other way, the 90% of times that methanol poisoning happened during Prohibition was because the government was putting it in bootlegged drinks. I'll talk about that. I'll make another reference to that during the video, but yeah, that's basically what happened. Let's be real. It's not like a conspiracy theory or anything. It really happened. The third topic is about the cost. Well, each batch that I make out of like those 25 liters of fermented stuff that I did, By the way, my fermented stuff is made with pure sugar, so it converts to ethanol. It can have a very an even tinier amount of methanol than than any fruit that you ferment. So in my case, it's even it's even more difficult to have a significant amount of methanol that will kill me. Back to the costs, which is important. I am able to make these for relatively cheap. The ingredients for 25 liters of the pre-distillated is almost 17 euros. And this will yield about 4.5 liters of booze, roughly. It's 3 to 4.5 depending on how well the batch went, but still, even the lower limit, 3 liters of booze for 17 euros. When you compare a bottle of Jack Daniels is like 25 euros or 30 euros for 700 milliliters. So yeah, it compensates. It takes time. Time is money, but it takes time. It's faster to go to the store and buy a bottle of whiskey than it is to wait 3 weeks and then do 4 different distillations actually. 3 of them to separate the different 7-liter batches that I put aside, and then one last one with everything mixed to purify everything. Like, yes, that is time consuming and time is money. Yeah. But it still is cheaper than buying a bottle of booze. And lastly, if I didn't have any topic, well, yeah, right. One last note. In the night before you distill a batch, you need to take that batch out of the fridge so that it has some time to warm up outside during the night. Leave a window open or something. So it reaches. So when we start boiling the liquid, we are not fighting the cool liquid, but a warm liquid, which will warm up. It's already a step ahead. Instead of boiling something that is close to 0 Celsius or something, we are boiling something that is room temperature, like 25 Celsius. So it's gonna be like it's gonna be faster to reach the boiling point and more efficient that way. And with that yapping all out of the way, that could be an entire video on itself. Well, let's start the distillation process. Cheers. Okay, so here we are, another day morning. We're gonna need to clean up a couple of things from here. Now I should probably, by this time, I should have probably given you all the disclaimers in the video, so I'm not going to worry much about those. The only thing that I probably didn't mention in the video is, if it's to drink, try to use minimally clean surfaces and cleaned up instruments, That's always something that is good. Ooh, peppers. Didn't know I had those there. That's cool. Okay. We're gonna need 2 chairs. We're also gonna need 2 chairs, yeah. One is for me to sit down.
You are warm, but you're kind of dead. That's good. That's good. Right. Alright. Hot plate. Usually people prefer fire, but an hot plate is also good. But an hot plate is, and generally it's the ideal. Generally it is the ideal. Not going to get connected or anything. Ah, yeah, it's good. Oh, it's kind of warped. Oh shit. That's fine. That's fine. No. We are gonna need that should be everything, right? Right. And we also need a jar of some kind. I thought I had many of these jars laying around. Maybe I don't. I thought I had at least a few. I thought I had a few of these jars. That sucks. This is broken again. Just it's cold. It's not cold. Just needs to restart. The compressor just shits itself. I thought I had many of these jars laying around. That's fine. Can use another thing. Can use a tall glass or something. Those I have. Like these. Can be good enough, and then we store it. We store it in this bottle, in this big bottle. Still has some. We had that smell. It still has some in the end. That's fine. Okay. So these should be everything. Okay. So this should be everything from the still. And I'll go through every part. And I will go through every part in a bit. I also need this and this. Like so. Okay. So we need to check if this is not obstructed, which it isn't. Good. Also not obstructed. Good. Now here was the parts of the here was parts of the faucet of the bucket that I was looking the other day for. The other day, like a month ago, or 3 months ago or something. 2 months ago, kinda. Okay, 1.5. Let's be real. It wasn't that long, but it wasn't that soon either. Okay. So we come from the bottom. And it comes out on the top. I need to make sure that lands on the. I'll be going through every step of this part and through every part in just a bit. Right, that gets to that plug. That's good. I'm gonna keep everything near the bucket insulated. And we can have some leaks. I would prefer that we have some leaks than that we have because this does not have any safety mechanism. So I would prefer that we have some leaks and some parts strategically not well insulated. Then we get I need a wrench. We need a wrench for this. We need a wrench. Probably a pair of pliers too. Pliers. There has to be a wrench in this fucking place, bro. There we go. If we didn't have a wrench here, I would be kind of worried. I'll go through why I would prefer that we have leaks. So obviously this was made from like a pressure cooker. Pressure cooker usually comes with two exits. One of them is the emergency one, which has a thermometer. The other one is the normal one. Yeah, that's pretty much aligned in place. Trust. Okay, now we can lift this. And slide the burner. Alright, that's still kind of aligned. That's good. So, what I'm gonna do now is put the. We can fix this later. I'm gonna put the. That's alright. But badly looking. Probably need to clean it up. Run a. So to clean the piping and to clean this, you run a vinegar distillation. Maybe before the next distillation or after the next two, I need to actually run a vinegar distillation. And now let's get the good. 7 liters. Alright. It smells kind of sweet. not to make it splash much. It's normal to be gassy because some CO2 is diluted in it. It's pretty much like a beer. Well, more like a sparkling wine, I guess, like a champagne or something. It kind of smells like one too. If you made it using my recipe, it kind of smells like one too. Try to not exceed the capacity of your pressure cooker, which in my case is 10 liters. It was advertised as a 12-liter one, I guess, but don't exceed it and it will be fine. We are using 7 liters here. Now, so on the business end that is done. I can actually save this balloon. The price of the average balloon hasn't increased since 1960 something. They always stayed about the same price. It's like $12 per balloon, or 12 cents per balloon. I mean, fucking hell, $12 per balloon. We had a problem. Always been like that for a few years. The rubber balloon, the latex balloon, the whatever. And that happens because balloons are made for inflation. Next step, we pump that. We pump this full of water. Anyway, this needs to be not full like it was, because it will take ice. Anyway, keep this, keep that, and find a hole. And now we wait. When the first part starts coming out, you turn on the pump, open this up, and yeah. Good luck. Now a couple of tricks. Pretty much just one. If you feel like you need to take water out of the cooling loop because you put ice on, you can put the hose to return hose here and open the water, that water tap, and then you can remove water through this way. It's not ideal, but it will get the job done, right? Anyway, that's one trick. The thermometer should reach around 90 Celsius, although you don't have to reach that temperature at first. it might stay at 65 or 70. You are gonna discard the first part of the distillation anyway, because it's not good. So you can hear it boil, but it hasn't reached yet even the temperature of methanol, 65 Celsius. This is boiling all the CO2 out of the system, because this is still kind of gassy. You don't have to worry about that, but you can go turning on and off the hot plate if you want, or lowering the flame if you are using a burner. So we are past 50 Celsius, like 55, and I'm holding it to use the vapor to warm up the pipes faster. If you use the same system as mine, this copper pipe will warm really fast, this very slow, and then this will warm fast again, which is the objective. This should be most gas going through here, and it needs to be insulated so that all the cooling happens here. This pipe is all crooked. If we have cooling happening here, we have fluid accumulating here, which is not very good. It gets pushed anyway, but it's not ideal. And the loop is not crooked, it's just ugly, but that's a detail. And yeah, that's pretty much that for now. We hold the temperature around this place, 55, 60 for a bit. So if you are using Fahrenheit instead of Celsius, key temperatures is when you reach 150, you will hold it for a bit, because that's methanol. That's about when methanol comes out. And you need to hold it at 200 for fast distillation, 200 or below. Oh, but you are holding it at the methanol boiling point. I say, yes, I am. So that means I can use denatured alcohol. No, you can't. Do not dare using denatured alcohol for this. You cannot efficiently separate methanol from ethanol. The amount of methanol in this batch, since it was made from pure sugar, it's negligible, if any. You get methanol in brewery from fruits with pectin and stuff. Most methanol poisonings that happen during Prohibition, you can divide them in two groups. One is the 95% and the other is the 5%. The 5% is because people used denatured alcohol. They started using denatured alcohol to separate the good alcohol from the bad alcohol based on pseudoscience like this, right? It's not entirely pseudoscience, but you cannot separate them efficiently, not like this. And the other 95% was because the state poisoned the drinks on purpose, but that's... I'm not suicidal, by the way, but yeah, that's just details. So yeah, 150 you hold it, and 200 you hold below 200. You reach 200 and then you hold it a little below. If you're using Celsius, 92 Celsius, 90 to 92 Celsius is the ideal temperature. If you have a digital one, 95 Celsius is fine. If you go to 100 Celsius, you are pulling out water, okay? And methanol is at 65. Ethanol starts at 75, 80. Yeah, on this thermometer, by the way. Yeah, that's about it. Yes, it makes this noise and the hoses shake a bit. She's warming up and boiling. It's normal, don't worry. So, the hygrometer is floating at 65% alcohol. That's good, that's good. One of the best things about homemade alcohol is that you can use it for multiple things, such as a solvent. very concentrated.
Cat. What the cat doing? It comes out very clear, which is nice. If it was coming out yellowish or something, that would be a problem. Okay, so what about the taste? Strong. Strong. The taste is strong. I unbalanced the reaction a little bit, so this is still cool, but if it's a full-on stream coming down, it's bad, right? But this being like an intermittent stream, it's still good, but it's not ideal. Ideally, it should just be drop. Means that it's warm to the good place. It also depends on your still size. I'm saying a drop on a small still like this. So remember when I said I was looking for a jar? It was jars like this style of jar. So I need to put more ice in it, which means I actually have to take some water out. And to do so, I'll just put it in this watering can for my grandma's flowers. So I don't actually waste it through there. And yeah. If you can reuse the water, even better than just wasting it, right? So another thing that I forgot is the math. I was checking the amount of alcohol, the amount of product that is there, because I noticed the gauge climbing up slightly. It's still not at 100, and this gauge is kind of recalibrated. The real 100 is at 110. I was noticing it was going up even though I didn't touch the heat, which means that should be almost done. But I don't have a liter in there. That combined with that is not a liter. And I noticed the jug that I used is actually 7 liters, so it should give me 700 milliliters. Still. And I checked that it's about 650, so it's kind of close. This being alcohol at 65%, there's also a bit of water in there, so it's gonna give a bit more than 700 milliliters, but not by much. So, total yield was about a liter and 65% alcohol, which is nice. That's it, basically. That's how you do. Now I need to do basically two of these, and then a last one similar to this, but just with that, and it will be done. Part 3, maybe I'll mix that or something. I'm not sure if there will be a part 3, probably not. That's basically how you make alcohol. Alright. On that note, yes. The water, I know how to pump the water, use it for watering flowers or something. Flushing the toilet, don't waste it. Maybe fill bags and refreeze it, I don't know. You do yourself, just don't waste water, especially in this can. Or you can just keep it if you're gonna distill it tomorrow or this afternoon again or something. Keep the same water or something, I don't know. That's it. That's the end of the distillation. And it's packed for the next distillation day. So, yeah, that's it. Brought a little thing, shot glass, regular glass, empty, there's nothing. It's actually shot and a half almost. And I brought a little bit from downstairs. shot glass is the drink glass. The other glass is the burner. It's for the burn test. Blue. Blue means good things. Red means you're dead, but not because it has methanol or anything. Both of them burn blue. It's because the steel could have been made with parts that have lead, and that's lead, and lead poisoning is not cool. Some bootleggers use like car radiators and bullshit like that. So yeah, there's that. Cool, right?